What is up, everybody? Nick Legostava here, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing and comparing Transformers Studio Series 86 Perceptor to Titans Returns Takara Perceptor. Now, this figure I've been looking for a long time. I finally found it. Sadly, the box is completely trashed. It's ripped up, it's damaged, it's messed up. But guess what? Got a few bucks off because this box is literally just atrocious. It's dented on like every side of the box. It is trashed. But without further ado, let's get into this. I'm going to unbox it real quick, and then we're going to get into this review and comparison. So let's get that out of there with its stand. Now this one also has the plastic ties on it, huh? Not the twine ones that they keep saying that they're doing. They can't put a plastic window on a box, but they could put these in there. You see, I was fine with them taking away the plastic bubble behind the figure. I kind of like the cardboard behind them more, but the plastic window off of the box really kind of hinders, you know, new in box collecting, you know, mint in box collecting. It really just damages that to where you don't even really care. I'm actually just going to rip that there. I know it's probably not the most optimal thing to do, but I'm trying to get this nice and timely, and the box is destroyed for this anyway. So, and the background's actually not creased, so that's nice. And we'll just show him there. Is that a ratchet joint that I hear on that? That's nice. So there you go. There he is with his stand right there. It's alright. It kind of looks dark in this lighting for some reason, even though I have all the lights on that I normally do. Let's move that out of the way. Let's get him stood up next to the other one. Let's flip this around. That's kind of strange. It's not packaged like that. But here we go. There he is next to him, and he is definitely taller. I'm glad this deluxe is nice and big. You know, he's a little bit taller than that one, and I mean, I'm just satisfied with the size of this deluxe. You know, we usually don't get nice big deluxes. He also feels hefty. You know, people kept saying, oh, the Voyager Ironhide, the parts count, the heftiness. That feels just as hefty as Ironhide. Honestly, I'm not even kidding. These literally feel maybe just a nudge more. Like, I don't know, they feel very close. It's really hard to tell. But he feels like a nice hefty deluxe, so that's amazing to see. But right here, the accessories that came with the not Power the Primes, the Titans Return one versus this one. You got this weird bath gun sniper with him. I call them the bathtub guns that you got with Titans Returns, and the Power the Primes Headmaster ones, because he also is a Headmaster version of Preceptor, which is kind of cool, but you know, he wasn't a Headmaster in the original continuity. And then it also came with this little blaster cassette. It doesn't actually transform into a cassette, but it still looks cool nonetheless. So that was actually nice to have on the shelf next to Blaster. But yeah, the bathtub gun is worthless. I had to dump out a whole bag of accessories just to get that bathtub gun out for you. But yeah, he's kind of scratched up a little bit, probably due to the window not being on the package and the package being destroyed. But yeah, he's a little scratched up around there. He does have the gray around there instead of the silver of this one. I also think the Hasbro version of this had the silver around there as well. The Hasbro version had a little bit different colors. This is a little bit more animation accurate colors on the Takara version here that I picked up, I think 2 years ago or so. It was before this was announced. So yeah, going to the sides of these, you can see he also has the cufflinks. I just had the arm turned the wrong way. And he has a port right in the middle of that. He doesn't have the port on that. He does have the port on the shoulder. Looks like that's a little bit, that's bigger than a 5mm port on the shoulder, it looks like. And then he has ports on the legs. No ports on the legs on him. Going to the back here, we have this gap right there, which is very easy. There's already many 3D print fillers for that, so I'll be printing up one of those or just making my own. So here's the back of these legs. They have the blue going through them. This has the red, and then it has some blue there and right there. It does have some treads molded in, but they're not painted. You know, just kind of go along with the rest of the figure. He wasn't really known for having the treads, but it's funny because he will be able to do those modes where he rolls and does whatever that. I'll show you that later in this video. But yeah, let's get into articulation now that we've shown the little bits and bobs. Yes, so this doesn't have the big gap in the back. This has the gap in the back. That's probably its main negative so far, but it is a big deluxe, so I'll let it slide. Okay, I'll let it slide this time, Preceptor. Just this time. So here we go. This face is nicely painted up here. The head is on a ball joint that can do pretty good. You can look up a little bit. You can look down a little bit, side to side, all that good stuff. But like I said, this one is a Headmaster over here. Let's get him standing up straight. Let's flip that up. It is on the headmaster type port ball joint. Oops, that whole piece likes to slide out on me while I'm trying to take this out here, as it just shot across the room and hit me in the face. It literally bounced off my light and hit me in the face. Okay, so here he is, nicely painted up on the Takara version. It was not as nicely painted up on the Hasbro version, but it looks like a mini version of Preceptor, which is nice and cool on that. And I do kind of like the headmaster gimmick, but like I said, that's not Preceptor. But you can just see that this definitely nails a lot of the Preceptor cues, but this just really dials it in to animation accuracy and just pure greatness on that level. So the microscopes, I don't think, look through this. This one does seem to actually have some magnification. Does the new one have any magnification? Let's see. It does look like it has magnification. Now, it can't really show that too good on camera, but yes, they do both seem to actually have a little bit of magnification in them. So, other articulation. This does not have ankle tilt. Oh wait, does it? No, the foot just popped off when I thought I was doing ankle tilt. Now I have to pop that back in there. Come on, get back in there. Oh my god, watch me not be able to put the foot back on or break the foot while I did this. I think I still paid, I don't remember how much I paid for this, at least 30 something, 35 something maybe, I don't remember. But yeah, no ankle tilt on him, but come over to the new one, he does have ankle tilt. You know, you can do all that goodness. And then thigh rotation, he has thigh rotations as well. And elbow rotation and bend. Does he not? Oh, he does have the elbow bend. It just looked really nice and seamless from the front, like that was all one piece. So yes, he does have the swivel there. Does he have wrist rotation? Because I think the other one does. Don't quote me on that, I'm about to find out. No, it does not. So neither of them have wrist rotation. That seems to be the main thing missing. This doesn't have waist rotation. This does have waist rotation. So you're getting the ankle joint, you're getting the waist rotation on him. That's step ups from this. And like I said, this is still a deluxe. It's a nice, hefty, amazing deluxe. I'm so glad. So here we go. Let's keep moving on here. Let's get them into their alt modes. Let's see, which one should I do first? I guess I'll try my hand at this one. If I mess it up, I'll just have to piece the clips together. We're already kind of running low on this 10-minute storage limit on this freaking thing here. Then I gotta piece the clips together anyway. So the hands flip in here. You do get this little pistol. It's better than the bathtub gun, but it's really freaking tight in his hand. Hands just flip in like that. Probably do little filler kits for that for a robot mode, because why not? And it looks like this head flips in here. No, that flips in the back, probably in that giant hollow spot. Yes, it does. That's not wanting to bend out. Hopefully that don't scratch it right there. It's a pretty simple transformation so far. I'll make sure I dial everything in correctly. That flips around. You know what? I'm just going to piece these clips together and then you'll see both of these transformed up. But we're getting there, so let's go. Boom. Before I get them into vehicle mode, I wanted to show a quick animation model check here. Look at this. This is a dead ringer for him. I don't know why it's showing up so dark on camera, but that's literally, I mean, that's masterpiece level at a deluxe price point. I mean, look at that. That's amazing. It is so accurate. I mean, you really can't get much more accurate than that. And it transforms, and it's not ultra complex, and it's at a great price. So then there's that compared to that. It's still not awful, but I mean, this just, it knocks it out of the park. So there you go, there's that. So let's get them into vehicle mode. Here they both are in microscope mode, and yes, they can both do tank mode. I'll show that in a moment. But one thing that this has that this doesn't, this scope can move in and out. So that's a little bit more playability in microscope mode there. I also just had Blaster standing next to him. So that looks like in this mode. So let's move that out of the way. And then over here, let's just move that out of the way. Also the little Titan Master pegs in right there. The US version was not painted. It was pretty much all in black. So if you have the US version, that would look even worse. But then over here, just folding around the back. If he didn't turn his head around, you could see his face poking out the back there. So there's that. And then both of the tank modes are relatively easy to get into. You pretty much just flip the legs back around here and they tab in there. Did I just get a stress mark right there? I hope not. Because both of these seem to be, like this seems to be pretty nice plastic quality. And like I said, it feels really nice and hefty. And this figure, getting this really makes me think even more that they could have done Ironhide as a deluxe. I genuinely think that, because this feels nice and hefty, and you also got that like ratchet type feel on the microscope there. So yes, there is his kind of turret mode or tank mode or whatever you want to call it, that he can just slide off on the, like he did in the cartoon. I don't even think he was in like a tank mode in the cartoon. I think he literally just slid off like that in his microscope mode. So this just flips around here on the, I keep wanting to say Power of the Primes, but it's Titans Return Perceptor here. These just flip around and tab in up there, but the arms are not locked in. Like this is just, this was a good figure that was pretty good in both modes, well, all three modes technically, but this is an amazing figure that just hits it out of the park. I really just can't say that enough. So that just kind of flips around. I'm sure more things can tab in, but that's essentially them in both modes. Those treads are painted. I'm pretty sure they're also painted on the US version, but you also have like other stuff right there on the US version of that. So that's what that's looking like. Let's get him back into robot mode and then do some size comparisons. It's also just showing transformation back into it, because I actually really like how the arms transform on this guy. I mean, this is an amazing figure, honestly. I cannot say it enough. This is probably one of the best deluxes in a while, and I really, really wish that we could have just got Ironhide as a deluxe, because getting this really just cements that a little bit, because this is hefty. I can't say that enough. This feels way heavier than your regular deluxe that you would get. So they just did an amazing job on this figure. I'm surprised they couldn't have, didn't want to charge a Voyager for this. I honestly think a lot of people would probably defend it if this was a Voyager. If they did maybe like one more thing with like having a flap there to cover that up, maybe then people would be like, oh, it's a Voyager, it's complexity of how the arms flip around and the weight of it, you know. People just say all that stuff, which, I mean, I get it. People want to like justify the purchase and justify it, but I mean, they're both great figures. I just really wish it could have been at this price point, because this is amazing. I mean, really, just look at this thing. That is so amazing. Alright, so there you go, there's he is. Let's put him next to Blaster, Ironhide, and a bunch of other characters that I'm going to put up here. We also got, I did put some slight custom like paintwork on my Kingdom Rodimus Prime, and it just looks better without that line straight across there. So there you go, that's what they're looking like together. I mean, literally Preceptor is taller than Ironhide, and like I said, they're both hefty, so there you go. And I know a lot of people got this figure earlier, but I just never saw it in store. That was the first time I saw it, and it was a super damaged box. I'm just finally glad that I got it. You know, I've been waiting a long time for this, and it's an amazing figure, and I can't really recommend it enough. If you see this and you like Preceptor, this is literally probably as good as it's ever going to get. I mean, honestly, you gain articulation over the other one, you gain accuracy over the other one, and it's still a deluxe. I mean, literally, there's not really a loss in this. You know, maybe besides the gaps there, but like I said, at a deluxe, that's perfectly acceptable. And then the treads aren't painted there, and then the hole in the back. But, I mean, other than that, all those could really be fixed with 3D printing. And then, like I said, at this price point, fully acceptable. So there you go. That's enough rambling on this. Tell me what you think of this figure in the comments. If you're already subscribed, thank you very much. If you're new, watch other videos, decide if you want to subscribe. Have a great one. Peace. Bye-bye. Be sure to drop a like too. Oh, God! I don't know how I'm just realizing this, but when you get close on this one, it really makes it look like he has kissing lips. I don't know why they did that. That looks so weird now that I noticed it.